What is going on, golf fans? Welcome back as we get you ready. The Press Podcast returns, and we are looking back at last week's tournament before we get ready for the fourth and final major of the 2026 season. It's hard to believe it's July, and we're looking at the Open Championship coming up this week at Royal Brookdale. We're going to talk about that, but like I do every single week, we have to take a look back before we take a look forward. And so that takes us back to the Renaissance Club and the Genesis Scottish Open. This was an odd tournament, to say the least. Not odd as in who won or anything like that. There were just some narratives that surrounded this tournament that no one, and I mean no one, saw coming. So let's go back, shall we? Let's take a look at the odds going into the Genesis Scottish Open. Scotty Scheffler was plus 500, the odds-on favorite to win. Rory McIlroy plus 920. John Rahm plus 1,300. Xander Schauffele plus 1,850. And Ludwig Oberg still somehow finds his way into that top five echelon in terms of odds at plus 2,050. So let's take a look at my picks. This turned out to not be a bad week for my picks. I mean, I hadn't had this amount of success in, well, it's been a while. You'd have to go all the way back. I'm looking at my notebook here to the Charles Schwab Challenge that I had this much success. So let's take a look. My favorite pick did not play out. Neither did both of my outright picks didn't work. Scotty Scheffler was my pick at plus 500. The guy didn't even make it to the weekend. I talked about this a lot yesterday on my Fairways and Dreams podcast. If you missed that one, go back and check it out. Scotty Scheffler at plus 500 was a favorite pick, and he didn't make the weekend. Misses the cut for the first time since 2022. That was definitely far, far away from what a lot of people, not just me, thought was going to happen at this tournament. My long shot play, Wyndham Clark at plus 3,100. He had a good tournament, finishes tied for 13th. But again, my streak of not hitting a long shot pick continues. So let's take a deeper dive. Top 5, top 10, and top 20. Top 5, Scotty Scheffler, obviously, as I mentioned, misses the cut. So that plus 114 play doesn't cash. Tommy Fleetwood tied for 13th. So that plus 375 doesn't hit in as a top 5 play. So we go over 2 there. Top 10. I took Rory McIlroy. I was stunned that was getting plus 104 odds to be a top 10 pick. So I saw Rory plus odds, top 10. I'm taking it. Finishes tied for 7th. That hits. So we get one of our top 10s. I saw Matt Fitzpatrick at plus 194 to be in the top 10. He finishes tied for 3rd. So that cashes. We finished both of our top 10 picks end up working out for us. So we have 2 for 2 in terms of top 10 picks. So, all right, that's good. We don't hit any top 5. We get both of our top 10s. Top 20. Victor Hovland at plus 144. I liked that play. We had saw him at the Travelers. He was playing good golf. His swing seems to be kind of getting figured out. We'll put it that way. He finishes tied for 13th. That plus 144 cashes for Victor Hovland. And then Shane Lowry, I just took a kind of a gut pick on him. He hasn't been right since the collapse in the Cognizant Classic earlier this season. That plus 198 bet doesn't cash because he misses the cut. So it's a bummer when Scotty misses the cut, Shane Lowry misses the cut. So we definitely don't get those. But in terms of our top 8 picks, we had 3 out of 8. So like I said, you had to go all the way back to the Charles Schwab when I had 3 out of 8 plays actually cash. So that's good. My bonuses have been awful though recently. I haven't hit a bonus play in a long time. I mean, it's been over throughout. You got to go back to the RBC Canadian Open when I got a margin of victory right. That was the last time I had a bonus play right. So just be wary of my bonus plays. They have not been working out. I took Scotty or Matt Fitzpatrick as the double play. Nope. Scotty, Xander, or Ludwig as the triple play. Nope. And a top 20 parlay of Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Oberg, or Chris Gotterup, and that does not hit either. But 3 out of 8 is a good number. 0 for 3 on the bonus. Not so much. So now let's take a look at the Open Championship coming up this weekend. This is at Royal Birkdale Golf Club. Par 70, 7,223 yards in length. That does seem like, hey, this is a long course, right? 7,223. It is, I mean, there's already been people on the ground there at Royal Birkdale saying it is bait. It is dry. They're not expecting a lot of rain or weather, that the ball is gonna run. And so if these golfers can, control the trajectory of their shots, hit fairways, control the distance, they have a really good shot. So that did weigh into all this when it came to my picks. Let's take a look at past winners though before we go to the picks. Remember, This is a rotational tournament. So when I talk about a player that won, you're going to hear me say the course where they won last at that specific year. So 2025, Scotty Scheffler won at Royal Portrush. 2024, Xander Schauffele at Royal Troon. 2023, Brian Harman at Royal Liverpool. 2022, Cam Smith won at St. Andrews. And 2021, Colin Morikawa won at Royal St. George's. Talked yesterday on the podcast Fairways and Dreams about how the last time a European player won was in 2019 when Shane Lowry won at Royal Portrush. Keep that in mind. Now, the odds. Scotty Scheffler, despite missing the cut last week, is plus 620. Rory McIlroy, plus 850. Tommy Fleetwood, it's his home course here, hometown course, plus 1,800. Matt Fitzpatrick, plus 1,850. And those are the same odds as John Rahm. And I'll even throw a sixth out there, Xander Schauffele at plus 2,500. So Ludwig Oberg has kind of fallen out of that, but somehow Xander hasn't won a tournament yet this year. He finds his way into the top 5 almost weekly when he's in the tournament. It's a full field event. There's a lot of people that are looking at this and saying, okay, who are we taking? What are we thinking? Shockingly, I'm staying away from Scotty Scheffler. I don't know. Last week, if he wins this week, I'm not going to be stunned. But at the same time, after last week, you just saw how he just wasn't making putts. It just doesn't bode well when you're still playing those type of greens that are typically slower. I don't like Scotty. So if you're expecting me to say Scotty Scheffler plus 620, that you're not going to get that from me. I'm going to take Matt Fitzpatrick as my favorite pick at plus 1,850. I think Matt Fitzpatrick, again, T3 finished last week. He is used to these conditions. I love playing the European players, especially if it's close to home for them. They're very comfortable. They handle the wind well. Matt Fitzpatrick plus 1,850. That's my favorite pick of the week. My long shot play. When this guy's on, and the last time we saw him was the Travelers Championship when he fired a 61 final rounds. I think a final round score of 61. And this is Colin Morikawa. He is, when he is healthy, and I'm still not sure if he's fully recovered from his back injury, he's one of the best in the game when it comes to irons, controlling your distances. I've got Morikawa plus 3,400. I like that play for a long shot play. Now let's take a look at our top 5, top 10, and top 20 picks. Top 5, Rory McIlroy is plus 184 to be a top 5 pick, and I'm taking Rory to be in the top 5. I think he is playing well. He thrives under these conditions. Do I think he's going to win? Obviously, if I did, I would take him as the outright winner. I've got Rory plus 184 to be in the top 5. I know he didn't play great at this Scottish Open. He had some ups and downs for sure, but I like Rory there. I also like Matt Fitzpatrick if he doesn't win to be in the top 5. That's plus 335. So top 5 picks, Rory and Matt Fitzpatrick. Let's go to top 10. Wyndham Clark. I still think Wyndham Clark is one of the hottest golfers in the game of golf right now. He had a good tournament last week. I think he finished tied for 13th. I have him as a top 10 play. He's showed that his ability to drive the ball well. He's putting the ball extremely well. Wyndham Clark plus 320 is my top 10 play. And I'm also going to go with Tommy Fleetwood. I mentioned this is kind of his hometown course, plus 160 for Fleetwood to be in the top 10. I like that. Wyndham Clark and Tommy Fleetwood are my top 10 plays of this week. Now let's go top 20. Justin Rose plus 154. I don't know what to expect from this guy. He's in his 40s. He's a workout warrior. He's definitely in shape. He definitely shows that he's capable. We saw it at the Masters the last 2 years. Plus 154 to be in the top 20. I'm going to take that. I think, him vying for another major probably sees that his opportunities are starting to dwindle. I like Justin Rose to just finish in the top 20 plus 154. I also am going to take Matt Fitzpatrick's brother, Alex, who's been playing unbelievable golf since he got his tour card after winning the Zurich Classic this year, plus 196 as a top 20 finish. I like that. Justin Rose, Alex Fitzpatrick are my top 20 plays of the week. Now let's go to some bonuses. Again, my bonus picks have been awful, but I just had a couple hundreds here again. I wouldn't hang my hat on any of these bonus plays, but still, I've got Jordan Spieth plus 146 to be a top 30. So I don't think that Jordan Spieth's going to win. I don't think he's going to be an option to win, but I've got Spieth plus 146, top 30 finish. I'm also going to say that there's a bet out there that it's plus 210. Is it going to be a first-time winner of the Open Championship? I said no. So if the answer is no, and it's a first-time winner, then we win. So plus 210. I'm going to say no. It's not a first time winner. It's someone that does it again. Let's go top 20 parlay. Rory McIlroy, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood all to be in the top 20, plus 570 odds. I like that parlay. And then let's have some live fun, shall we? The top live golfer, Tyrell Hatton, at plus 400. The only one with better odds was John Rahm. So I think Tyrell Hatton, he just seems to be consistent. So there you go. Bonus plays. Jordan Spieth, top 30. Will it be a first-time winner of the Open Championship? I said no. A top 20 parlay of Rory McIlroy, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood, and Tyrell Hatton to be the top live golfer in this tournament. All right, that does it for me. You're probably not going to have another podcast this week for me. I'm going to be back next week. We're definitely going to have 3 as we recap my 18 thoughts from the Open Championship. I will have the press podcast going into the next tournament, and my buddy Pez always joins me the show after the major so that we can kind of recap everything. So that's always a lot of fun. I do want to say, coming up in a couple weeks, I'm going to have the Dad Golf Chronicles is going to start. That's a podcast I'll be introducing, and we'll get into that next week. But enjoy this final major of the 2026 PGA Tour season. Enjoy it. I know I will. Make sure you get your plays in early because remember, overseas, things happen a heck of a lot earlier. So wake up early, get yourself some golf coverage, and we'll be back next week. You know, we finished up. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. We'll see you next week, everyone. Enjoy the Open. Take it easy.